welcome back to our channel. Today we're talking about
Offset account.
what's an offset account.
It might be a little bit boring for some people, but when you actually have a mortgage, you're bound to have a little information in there that might help you. One, to minimize your repayment, or to make, I guess,
Less interest.
And pay off your debt a little bit more quicker. These are the little hacks that we do.
Yeah, I didn't know what's an offset account when I first started. It's just the broker told me you should have an offset account. Okay.
So,
And I did not know until I do some research myself.
I think that's the advantage of if you are actually thinking of borrowing money instead of for a mortgage, that is. I mean, if you can buy your own house outright cash with no mortgage, good for you. But this is for, I guess, for majority of people out there. If you are thinking of getting a mortgage or getting a loan to buy your property, whether it's investment property or principal place of home, the advantage of going to a broker instead of going to bank direct. I realized that when I'm going to a mortgage broker, they tend to know bits and like different type of information compared to just a bank, like if you go to the bank direct.
Because the bank will only tell you their products. But a broker, they actually relates to different banks and will find the best deal for you and for them as well. But at least they know more facility. Maybe some bank they offer this facility, like for example,
Just an offset
account.
Yep.
Some of the banks they don't provide it. But lucky me, the bank that I chose, for the first time when I get a loan, I got the offset account.
Right.
So the offset account is a saving account that linked to your home loan account.
If that makes sense. It's a bit confusing, but the idea of it, instead of having to use your everyday like saving account, use this particular account to reduce your interest rate based on what you're borrowing.
Yeah.
So,
I'll give example.
so an example, let's say if you have a mortgage of $500,000 as an example, that was one of our investment property. And we have an offset account attached to this particular mortgage. And an example, if you have all of your your saving in there,
Your cash.
your cash reserve, or your emergency fund, whatever money in there, let's say your wage from there as well that is going in, of $50,000 of your cash reserve. So the bank will charge you interest based on $450,000 because you have that $50,000 in your offset account. So for some people it doesn't mean a lot. Some people, like, I didn't understand it. All I know is like, okay, then so from here on, when I was working on a wage, I have to transfer money to this account instead of my everyday account. So,
Because it offset your interest. Actually, eventually you pay less interest, or if you paying your minimum, you will pay faster for the terms.
So if you're looking at, I guess in a dollar figure wise, so if we use the same example, for instance, at $500,000 mortgage, if your interest rate at 3.5%, you'll be paying about, is that 17,000 a year? Is that right?
17,500.
Per that's the repayment.
The interest only.
Sorry,
interest bit.
that's the interest bit, yeah.
Yeah, only.
So yeah, 3.5%. It's 17,500 only based on interest. But if you look at it, because you have that $50,000 in saving, or in a sense, like in a bank account that the bank can see that, it would have, they would calculate it based on $450,000 instead of $500,000. At 3.5%, that's at $15,750 or thereabout. So
Yeah. So that's the interest. So you're actually saving $1,750 just having money in that offset account.
so it's worthwhile.
Yes. Well, benefit for offset account if you could safer.
If you're good at saving money. Yeah.
Yes, and you have some cash. If you don't have it, it doesn't really work. If you don't have money and you're just paying day by day,
Yeah.
and it doesn't really work.
And depending on how you structure your loan, some like I said beforehand, some institute they give you like an offset account part of your package, part of your mortgage package, let's say.
Yeah.
And depending on how your circumstances, like we change a few of our investment property loan into like something else somehow. Now we don't get the offset on it.
It's from variable rate to
yeah.
fixed rate.
Majority
of the bank, they provide you offset account for variable rate because they charge you higher interest in that. So they will, majority of them, I'm not too sure, those banks that we use, they 100% offset whatever money you have in there. So we were using two banks. One bank, once we changed it to fixed, they cut off our offset account. So we moved money to do something else. And the other bank, once we changed it to fixed rate from variable, only 40% of those money can be offset.
So I would suggest to actually contact your lender or contact your whoever it is if you already got a mortgage, that is. But you know, that would be like nearly $2,000 of saving alone that you could save in terms of your interest. I would rather put that money into my principal or do something
that can generate higher interest than 3.5%.
Correct. So like that, the simple format of it, like if you try to pay off that mortgage as quickly as possible, I'd rather have that 1,750 on like principal portion of your loan instead of just paying the interest part of it.
Yeah.
So we did this fix for two like second time around, right? So we did, because we changed it from variable to fixed rate, and it was principal and interest repayment as well. They sort of don't like that, hence why they don't want to use the offset
I'm
for
not
us.
too sure. I think depends on how many years you're going to fix it. The longer it is, I think they do provide you offset account. But since we fixed it for 2 years, they don't.
And it was the lowest.
1 year is the shortest.
1 year is the shortest, but the lowest interest rate was 2 years.
Yeah, 2 and 3 years.
That's the reason why we did it.
Yeah.
5 years, it wasn't as
the highest.
The highest. So,
that's right.
Which is kind of strange, the fact that bank wanting to you to fix it only for 2 years instead of 5 years. I'd rather do the whole entire 5 years.
Yeah.
But I guess.
But the rate for 5 years is too high.
It's too high. Yeah.
Who knows, the rate may be going down. Who knows, maybe going up. You never know. So we don't want to just attach to it for too long. It's too risky for us.
So from that's just based on our experience, guys. So it might be a little bit different than yours. And this is, I guess, for the people out there who already have mortgage. Yeah. So if you are thinking of starting on investing on a property, that's, I guess, one of the key points that I would ask.
Have to have offset account.
So like, it's not just that the offset account, how much percentage is it going to be if we put down a certain dollar figure or something. So depending on your circumstances, let's say. And little things like that, it helps a lot along the way, especially if you have multiple investment property. I mean, think about it. If it's like $1,000, let's say $2,000 per property. So we have what, 5, 4, somewhere around there. So that's a lot for us. And hope this will help when it comes to talking about an
offset account.
Trying to understand what is an offset account. So simple format. What was it?
Sorry?
What was the simple
explanation of offset account? Is a saving account that linked to your mortgage account to help you offset the interest you pay to the bank.
Correct.
The money you have in cash, the less interest you pay. For me, the beauty of it is you can take out the money anytime you want because it's your money.
It's still your money. It's still like, it's just that somehow when the bank look at it, that you have this amount of fund, it minimizes the risk in a sense
that they have, because if they know you are behind or you're not going to pay any loans, then at least they can take out money from there, maybe.
So I don't think that might be, but that's just from
our point of view.
From our point of view, that is, hopefully this will help you
Let me know if you guys having offset account or you don't, and why not, or why you having it.
Yeah, I was wondering about it. Like for us, it's like that's a common sense from us.
Yeah.
From our point of view, that's like a normal situation, but other people's circumstances might be a bit different. So I'd like to know from your point of view what it looks like.
Okay, see you next time.
See you next video. Cheers, bye.
Bye.